it's already recording.
And so he's a year old now.
Yeah.
And you know, he just has 10 times the energy. That was my German Shepherd there that I had. He died of the stomach flipping.
Yeah.
And and that was a year ago.
Yeah, and you said that he just got
this one just got fixed.
The surgery for
right, he just got neutered and the stomach stapled.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use just a squirt bottle on him.
Okay.
When he jumps on me.
Okay.
No. Good boy. Good job. So I'm not gonna say off or down or anything like that. If you want to establish that your dog's not allowed to jump on anybody, then you just say no. So this is what I call establishing a law. To where like there's a law against not stealing, right? So you wouldn't tell a thief to put back the thing they stole in the act of doing the breaking the law. Right. So if he's breaking the law, I'm not going to tell him, hey, put back the things you stole. Right. I'm not going to tell him off. I'm just going to correct it. Now with my dogs, I walk through the door and I go, come on up. And that means you can jump on me. So my rule with my dogs, and when I coach most people, is don't jump on me unless you've been invited. Okay. I like to say hi to my dog.
Right, exactly.
Right? And I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely.
So you basically teach him that he gets sprayed when he jumps.
Okay.
The way that you teach that is by teaching the marker no. So the word no tells him that a consequence is coming. Some tactile experience, whether it's this or maybe later on a vibrate from a remote call or something like that. Something unpleasant that he wants to learn how to avoid. And the way that I teach him how to avoid those things is by being timely and consistent. The way to be timely is by teaching a marker. If he jumps on me, I mark no and I spray. Okay. At first, it helps to pair it at the same time. This is called classical conditioning. I'm sure you've heard of that.
I'm a therapist, so yes, I've studied it many years.
In the food, instead of bell and food, it's no in a squirt bottle. Okay. So this is the unconditioned stimulus, right? You can see it didn't impact my relationship with him. He just went, oh, I don't like that. And I sprayed him twice and he hasn't jumped on me since. So the way to do this then is to pair the word no with something punitive. And then after that word is conditioned, that marker is charged. You can say no and then have like 2 to 10 seconds in between when you said the marker and when you back up the punishment. So that's how you work away from having this on you all the time. But he's going to jump on my guest, or he's going to jump on me. So this is demand barking. This is another law that I set. No. Because he's like, pay attention to me, dude. And he usually gets attention by jumping on something. Right? So all these behaviors are kind of pushy behaviors. Over time, you'd see with clearly communicating to him with reinforcement and with punishment, that he can kind of settle into, oh, I know what my structure and my rules are in this house. A lot of times you see like a hyperactive, energetic dog that's kind of pushy. They calm down. They go, okay, I know what my rules are. Versus what I call a player one mentality. If they choose the map, the game, they'd get to choose what to do, and it's Milo's world. We're just in it, right? So with that, if you're establishing laws, you prepare for it by having this on your person, and you just say no and spray right when it happens.
So simplistic.
Right? Yep. But what's not simplistic about it is people screw up with this in 2 ways. Okay. So the first way that people use this wrong is they go, don't do it. Don't jump on that person. So don't present this, because that just makes him respond to the visual cue rather than learn the behavior. Right? Very good. Like, you don't have a squirt bottle in here and I'm going to do this, right? So don't show this to him until it's being used. The second way people use this wrong is they'll say no, the dog will stop. So he's jumping on me, I say no, he gets down, and I go, oh, okay, good boy. That way he just learned that no means off, basically. It means, oh, go ahead and fix yourself before the cops come, right? So instead, he jumps on me, I say no, I spray, even if he stops. At first, though, for the next week or two, don't say no unless you have this on your person. So I had somebody like make a holster with a squirt bottle one time. It was pretty funny. But the point of it is to not need to use it that much, because the dog has learned that the punishment is contingent, meaning it's consistent, and he can learn how to avoid it if he doesn't do the bad behaviors. And over time, I can mark no, walk across the room, grab the squirt bottle and spray. And even though there was a delay in that, I marked the behavior. That gives me the opportunity to then give him a consequence, depending on what he finds that he wants to avoid. So sometimes dogs strengthen to this. At first this is kind of novel, and he's like, ugh. But then over time he might learn to bite at it, and it becomes part of the game. A lot of times part of the game is people pushing their dog off that they think is punitive, but the dog just gets into it. Sometimes
he
dogs
does
learn to like this. And we'll just use a different tool that he finds punitive that he wants to avoid.